Welcome to my channel. BL Gaga. Make sure you like, share and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get started. Number 1. Kin Portia.
Second son of a mafia boss, Kin Therapanyakel, is fleeing from an enemy when he meets Porsche, an enterprising young bartender. Portia agrees to help defend Kin from his attackers for a price. Portia's martial arts skills impress, and spurred on by his father, Kin seeks to hire Portia as one of his personal bodyguards. Portia is opposed and rejects Kin's offer despite his attempts at intimidation. It isn't until Portia's family home and his ability to care for his brother are threatened that he acquiesces and moves on to the Therapanyakel property. It's not a smooth transition into the unorthodox violent job, and his relationship with Kin vacillates between strained and playful. When his feelings for Kin take an unexpected turn, his work becomes even more high stakes.
Number 2. Tharn Type.
Type Thiwat is a handsome freshman with a passion for soccer and spicy food. Although he's a friendly boy, he hates gay people because, in his childhood, he was molested by a man. His life turns upside down when the new academic year of college brings along a charismatic roommate, Tharn Kiragun. Tharn is a gorgeous, compassionate music major who is also openly gay. When Type learns this, he is determined to make Tharn leave the dorm, as he won't live with a gay person. Tharn is equally determined not to give in to Type's homophobic tantrums. With a gay guy and a homophobic guy that have to share a small space together for the rest of the year, what could possibly be the outcome of their story? Hatred? Or maybe love?
Number 3. Tharn Type Season 2, 7 Years of Love.
The story shows the continuation, as Type and Tharn have been together for 7 years, and both are enjoying their most harmonious life. They do still bicker and meet up with university friends. Now, both working adults, Type and Tharn face difficult issues as they learn that life isn't always just flowers and candies. Can they overcome their challenges, or will they be defeated by them?
Number 4. My Stand-In.
The stuntman of famous actor Tong happened to meet Ming. Having developed a deep relationship, Joe didn't realize that Ming had always seen him as Tong's replacement. When the truth is revealed, Joe has to take work on a foreign set where an accident takes his life. When he wakes, Joe's in the body of a young man likewise named Joe, who'd met with an accident on the same day. With help, he's soon living the same life as he was before, with the same people, and he meets Ming once more. In this life, Ming wants Joe back at his side as before, and Joe doesn't know why. Ming, who's kept all memories of the old Joe, tries to find the truth about Joe's continued life in order to return Joe to his side and give him the explanation he never had the chance to.
Number 5. Don't Say No.
For the past 10 years, Leo and Fiat have been the best of friends. Growing up together, they have been practically inseparable since childhood. As they've gotten older, however, they've begun to notice some unexpected changes. As a star basketball player, Leo has always enjoyed having Fiat cheering on the sidelines. But when Fiat begins to turn his attention elsewhere, Leo begins to worry someone may be trying to take his best friend away from him. Even more alarming to Leo than the fear of losing his best friend is the realization that his feelings for Fiat run much deeper than he ever imagined.
Number 6. Bed Friend.
Ueaa is a very private person who has a strong dislike of Casanovas, while King is one. King and Ueaa work in the same office and are both best friends with Jade. They don't like each other, but then, for some reason, begin to have a particular relation.
Number 7. Love in the Air.
When clouds in the sky and falling rain tease the two close friends in trouble, Rain and Sky, It takes them to meet Payu and Prapai, who are not only cunning saviors, but also guys making storms in the two best friends' hearts. The war of love is about to take place in the warm spring, hot summer, lonely autumn, and cold winter. How would the atmosphere of love be? Which way would their hearts wave and the air full of love take them to?
Number 8. 4 minutes.
Great is a university student from the business administrative faculty and the son of a wealthy business owner. Out of the blue, he gains the supernatural power to see 4 minutes into the future. This power leads him to alter the results of many events. One day, Great meets Time, a resident surgeon. The two try to get to know each other, and their relationship begins to grow.
Number 9. Big Dragon.
Yai and Mangkorn are romantic rivals. One night, at Yai's newly inherited pub, the two drink together. Yai has nefarious plans for the evening, but they backfire, and he and Mangkorn end up spending a wild night together. Taunted by Mangkorn, who has footage of their hookup the next day, Yai takes his anger out on the pub. He hopes to forget what transpired between them and sink himself into pub renovations. But when he meets with the design team, he's surprised to see fifth-year architecture student Mangkorn among them. Yai.
Number 10. Together with Me.
This story takes place before the events of Bad Romance the series. Childhood friends. Korn and Nock reunite in college, but their relationship complicates after a night of passionate sex. Nock has a girlfriend, but at the same time has mixed feelings for his best friend. Korn loves Nock, but he is doing his best to keep his best friend living a happy life with his best friend. How will they learn their feelings for each other? Will they date? How will they face a backlash from society?
Number 11. Only Friends.
Mew, Ray, Boston, and Namshuam, a group of business students running a hostel together, blur the lines between friendship and romance. Mew has been focusing on his studies, setting aside no time for sex and relationships. To help them with their business's design, Boston introduces the group to Top. Boston didn't anticipate Top's interest in Mew, and he isn't happy with the turn of events. Economics student Sand wants an exclusive relationship with Ray, but Ray has feelings for Mew, and he's not interested in settling. IT guy Nick finds a sex tape in Boston's phone and ends up in a friends with benefits relationship with him. However, Nick wants something more.
Number 12. What the Duck.
After Pop fails to acquire his dream job as a flight attendant, he decides to join the airline's catering service. This leaves his girlfriend Mo to work as a flight attendant alone, even though Mo and Pop had applied for the job together. Pop is immediately troubled, as his new co-worker, Oat, makes interesting advances towards him, which include teasing him and calling him his wife. Meanwhile, Mo has to deal with her fellow flight attendants, who constantly bully her. Fortunately, Nick, a handsome pilot, stands up for her. Mo's brother, Pri, has an almost perfect life, as he and his boyfriend, Rambo, are happily in love. However, everything turns sour as people's feelings get mixed up, and they fall for people they shouldn't while still holding on to their past loves.
Number 13. Playboy the series.
When Zoe's best friend Nant goes missing, his twin brother, Nant, came to investigate. Zoe joins force with First to help Nant solve the case. Delving into Nant's past, the trio find themselves entering a dark communities of the sex industry, AOB Puen, illegal pornography, Keen Captain, online hookups with drug dealing, Noth Pop, covert sex work, Jump Porsche, and sex love revenge exposing humans' darkest nature, Prom/Nant. In the meantime, Zoe, who's afraid of sex, is seduced by his nude model senpai, while First delves so deep into the ecstasy of sex when met with Sung, an ex-sex worker, that he might become sex-addicted. Will they find the missing person, or will they discover some hidden truth about themselves through this daunting journey?
Number 14. Why are you?
Tutor is said to be wise beyond his years and acts rationally, while Fighter is the emotional kind. They start by having some animosity with each other, but soon developed a close bond. Saifa is a popular musician and is often engaged in acts of mischief, while Zahn, a sci-fi writer, is shy yet stubborn. Due to a bet made with his sister Zol, he starts writing sci-fi stories. But after being scolded by his parents for not studying properly, his writing is cut short. Later, when his friends tell him to steal ideas from his sister, he sees that his name is being used in her fiction alongside that of his enemy, Saifa.
Number 15. Cutie Pie.
Lian Qilinwang and Kuya Kirin Kirati are in a quandary. Because of a promise made to their parents and grandparents, they find themselves heading toward an arranged marriage. The latter is a free-spirited musician, a vocalist and drummer, while the former is an outwardly cool businessman. While Kuya is keen to explore a happy and romantic life together with Lian, the feeling isn't mutual, at least not initially. Lian is cold to Kuya and treats him dismissively. Eventually, he says he does not love Kuya and Kuya, even though he loves Lian, then wants to break off their engagement. Lian does not want to break off their engagement, despite not loving him because of the promise he made to his grandfather, so he tries to win him back. Do feelings start to bloom while trying to win him back? Or did he actually love him to begin with?
Number 16. Pit Babe the series.
Babe, the #1 racer, is Charlie's idol. Charlie wants to be just like Babe, but doesn't have a race car of his own, so he gathers up his courage and approaches Babe to ask to borrow one. For fun, Babe agrees, and the two strike an interesting deal.
Number 17. The Sign.
For as long as Tharn can remember, he's had premonitions about those around him, sensing both the good and the bad. Partners on a team of special investigators, when kind and cheerful Tharn met clever and charming Phaya, it felt as though they'd known each other for a long time.
Number 18. Ai Long Nai.
Ai studied abroad until, after being expelled for quarreling, his father forces him to return to Thailand, where he attends classes at the university where he teaches. There, Ai meets Chen Nai, his new Harley-Davidson riding classmate, who has an obsession with a yellow duck keychain. Ai falls in love at first sight, and a whirlwind romance ensues.
Number 19. Unforgotten Night.
Kim needed someone to embrace his body for just one night. It's the only night to know what your true needs are. And it was the only night that made the mafia, Kamal, not want to let Kim belong to anyone. Kim, a 25-year-old office worker, has been in one-sided love with his senior, Dae, for a long time. To forget about him and move on, he decides to have one night stand with a random stranger he met at the bar. What he didn't know was the stranger would start liking him to the point of no return. Kamal, a 30-year-old mafia, has some special needs in bed, and so he keeps switching partners, but no one is able to satisfy him. One night he meets Kim, who perfectly meets his needs. Right at that moment, Kamal decided to make the man his own and starts pursuing him.
Number 20. Check Out.
Daunue, a working-age man that just broke up with his first love, takes a vacation at the Air Khao Yai and meets Nine, a man that improves his mood after just a short meeting. After Daunue returns, Nine disappears for 3 months. He tries to forget all about Nine by returning to the old life, working with T, who's the co-owner of the company Lodestar, where Daunue works and his first love. Still, T wants a second chance to return to the relationship. The situation changes as the company has no income at the time, eventually forced to hand out portfolios to potential customers. 9 agrees to help T as a former schoolmate. Daunue knows he wants to go back to 9, but is rather reluctant as 9 has an on and off girlfriend.
Number 21. Between Us.
Team is a talented swimmer who just entered university. However, when it comes to swim competitions, he's never able to perform to the best of his abilities. When swim team upperclassmen win, comes to know that the problem doesn't lie in Team's abilities or dedication, but rather his trauma and the sleeping difficulties it causes, he offers up his own room for Team to stay in. With the comfort of company, Team's performance starts to improve and feelings start to grow between the two young men. But Team isn't the only one with issues from his past preventing him from moving forward. Win struggles with how to handle receiving love and how to give special treatment to those closest to him. Occurring parallel to the events of Until We Meet Again, this story focuses on how Win and Team come to know and inspire growth in each other.
Number 22. Love C.
Tonggrak is a writer of popular romance novels. While traveling in search of inspiration for his most recent novel, he meets an irritating southern Thai man, Mahasamut. When they end up in bed, however, Tonggrak finds himself hooked.
Number 23. Wandy Good Day.
Because of a broken heart and drunkenness, Dr. Wandy goes from darling to daring, entangling himself with Muay Thai fighter Yoryak Fadesuk. A one-night stand somehow turns into a fan, boyfriends, with benefits relationship. Though it's only a fake relationship, feelings creep up that the two don't dare accept when they each have someone else lingering in their hearts.
Number 24. Love Mechanics.
When a junior woos V's friend, Bar, swearing to love only one in life, Bar has to cut ties with Mark. But God plays a joke on them, and something happened between V and Mark. Mark chooses to tuck away and draws an end to it. However, V doesn't want an end with Mark. Mark himself loves V, although he knows V has a beloved girlfriend. Will the love between them make it? When will the awkwardness break out? What will V do?
Number 25. Moonlight Chicken.
Jim is an ordinary guy running a Hainanese chicken rice diner. One night, he meets Breezy Wen when he stays past closing, drunk. Brought together by fate that night, intangible feelings arise. Neither can stop thinking about the other, despite Jim's efforts to remain unattached. Working at the diner are Jim's nephew, Li Ming Seleng, and occasionally chicken supplier Kaipa, who doesn't mind having an excuse to see him.
Number 26. Naughty Babe.
Thatcha Wongtherawit is engaged to Phayak Chadecha Chen because of a mutually beneficial business agreement. The sweet love of Haya Yi and Kondiao is like the ending of a romance novel. As if. Thatcha is left alone on the engagement day. He's left alone when he moves into Haya Yi's place. As the wedding ceremony is around the corner, he has to deal with everything alone. His name is Kondiao, but it doesn't mean he wants to be alone. As the distress is no longer bearable, Thatcha decides to flee from the future wedding to Switzerland, not suspecting Hia Yi will try to catch up with him and get into a car accident. What's more, Hia Yi loses his memory when he wakes up and accuses Thatcha of being the one despising the idea of getting married. What's with him, huh?
Number 27. Sunset X Vibes.
For as long as he can remember, Salen has been dreaming of one man every full moon, a man who wears traditional Thai clothing. Accompanying his appearance is the scent of night-blooming jasmine. As Salen's 18th birthday approaches, the man disappears from his dreams, from his life, entirely without a word. When Salen starts his internship at a giant company, he meets CEO Sun Suryan, the very person he'd spent the previous night with.
Number 28. Hit Bite Love.
Love versus make love. Ken and Shokun are secretly dating, but Ken wants to keep it a secret. After a long time, Shokun, who yearns for status, has finally had enough and ends things. Soon, Shokun starts a new relationship with school president Mateo, who agrees to a public relationship but is into BDSM when Shokun is the vanilla type. With their sexual desires in conflict, will the two continue dating? Furthermore, what will happen when Ken is ready to resume their relationship in the open? Like versus be liked, Burger and King are classmates. One day, sitting next to each other in class, King finds he's forgotten a book, so Burger offers to share his. Unexpectedly, King sees a drawing of himself in Burger's book and assumes Burger likes him. King starts to feel good about being liked by him and begins to pursue him. However, it was a misunderstanding. Burger doesn't like King. With one party hurt, can the two continue studying in the same room? Hurt versus Hell. When Haida's mother remarried Saint's father, Haida and Saint became siblings not related by blood. Both are siblings who lack the warmth of their families. When they're together, however, they feel each other's feelings, making them closer than blood siblings. Saint begins seeing Pin, a student famous for her beauty, which makes Haida feel estranged from Saint. It hurts like hell. Haida tries to find a way to make Saint end the relationship, but he doesn't know the hell of their sibling relationship has just begun to increase.
Number 29. Deep Night.
Kemthis is the beloved son of Madame Freya, the owner of Deep Night Club, the top host club in the country. Its stunning acrobatic shows differentiate them from any other. Kemthis is fascinated by top-tier host Wayla. Getting closer, however, brings about obstacles. They aren't the only ones bringing color to the club. They're joined by Seiji, Ken, Great, DJ James, and Sunny Waiter Japan.
Number 30. For Him.
My relationship with him began with a one-night stand, but the other party didn't want it to end just there. He came and entangled himself in my life more and more, and before long, I suppose I surrendered myself to him.